So, positivity. We'll do positivity corner, shall we?
Yes.
Because
Have to. We need it.
Why not? Look, the result could have been worse. We could have had another loss. It would have been our 19th loss in all competitions. We're still sitting on 18th. I feel like I'm watching 90 Spurs, guys.
Yeah.
It's
disgusting.
It's not great. Vicario, though, we did touch on it. Like, he had a really good performance, and since coming back from injury, I think it's very clear now. I mean, Kinski had his moments. Young keeper coming into a big and bad situation at Spurs, but it's definitely cemented Vicario, hasn't it?
Yeah, for sure. Vicario is Spurs' number one, and every goalkeeper that has filled in has done a good job. Kinski come in, has done a good job. But he's not Vicario. Vicario, you can tell, apart from those little rush of blood that I call it, running to get the ball and playing out. But I think that's the tactics as opposed to himself.
As a shot stopper, he's brilliant.
As a shot, like you said, it could have been a lot more. First 5 minutes could have been 3-0, and we could have lost that game dramatically if it wasn't for Vicario. So we've been very negative, really, in the opening of the show, but we have to be honest. We're all concerned about what's happened this season, but
Just a bit.
we've got the biggest game of our season coming up, and it's all seems to be clicking into the place for me with the players coming back.
We're really doing positivity corner. Do you feel the same way?
Not as positive, but I feel like some of the players are just. Thursday's come too soon, because even Dominic Solanke and I think he's been one of our better players this season, even though his goals haven't shown. A lot of people like on Twitter and social media will say, well, he's only scored 7 goals in the Premier League, but he's more than that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
But yesterday you can tell he's just, that match fitness is just a little bit, that he had a good few touches, and that's where I liked it, when he was dropping deep, bringing the wingers into play, but there's just those moments where it's like he's just not up to the speed as of yet. But I'm hoping that Ange is going to take the thing is, he's got to take some risks on Thursday, because if he doesn't throw the kitchen sink at this, then he's out the door. So maybe he's going to have to bring in these players who they've had minutes here and there and just sort of see what happens, play the team we want to see, maybe Gray, Bergvall, Maddison in midfield, because he could be handed his P45 on Friday morning.
Well, exactly. And on top of that, he could also potentially get manager of the month on Friday as well. So that would be the Spursiest thing ever. You get sacked after going out of the Europa League, and you also win manager of the month. And the season ticket prices go up as well. That's
lovely.
just a very Spursy Friday, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just
You know what?
normal day at Spurs.
Sorry, I turned it negative again, didn't I? I didn't mean to.
I'm going to put my neck on the line. I think we go through. Against AZ Alkmaar. I think we were so bad in the first game, and it could have been a lot worse. We're taking 1-0.
We've been here before against the Dutch side.
We're taking 1-0, who are better Dutch side as well, by the way.
Dutch side, yeah.
If we can perform even 60-70% of our capabilities, we go through.
I agree.
But if we play in the first half against Bournemouth, or the performance against AZ Alkmaar, we go out.
I think that what helps is also the second leg is at home. I know that obviously the atmosphere hasn't been brilliant. I know that fans like us are also, really annoyed and just angry.
Saying that, sorry, and I'm interjecting there, but I was at Portman Road. The away support at Portman Road, I know it's 4-1, were unbelievable.
They're always good.
I went to Man City in midweek at home. It was more against the ownership, the players and the manager. The atmosphere was tremendous. So Daniel Levy and the club are lucky to have a fan base that are sticking by the team so much.
Yeah.
Not so much them, but by the team.
But,
I think
didn't Vicario call out last week at Alkmaar?
Yeah. It was Bergvall, wasn't it? They seemed to be
They were
giving
doing
a
that
bit
sort
of
of G'ing
grief.
up as if say, come on. Like,
Right, and then at the end of the game they went over and said something, 950 Spurs fans are there again, like it's
Travelled all that way.
It travels all that way. It's a lot of money to go. Their performances really don't warrant, Spurs fans spending their very hard-earned money to do that. And I just feel like when you drop a 0 performance, you've got to take your licks a little bit.
Yeah, I've been there. I've been in Europe when you play poor. I've been at away games, cup games when you play poor, and the away fan. It's not nice if you're a player going over there. But you have to go over there. You're a player of their football club. It's the fans' football club at the end of the day. When you're a player, you don't recognise that enough. You don't. And the response of Vicario was, I'm backing my team. Whereas you've seen European sides standing there in front of the ultras, just taking a barrage of abuse. And then it changes to they then start becoming positive and then getting behind the team. To a certain degree, the players need to take responsibility. It's been poor. But you can change that. You can change that around.
With just a moment as well.
Yeah,
it doesn't
with one
take a full
moment,
90 minutes. Just turn up on Thursday, put in your all,
Yeah.
And then, I mean, the next game after that won't be easy, Ajax or Frankfurt.
Yeah.
But you just got to play what's in front of you, because AZ Almaar aren't a great team.
No, and obviously we'd already played them this season as well. I think that, all fans want, and correct me if I'm wrong, is just to see the performance, right? All they want is to see you giving your all for the shirt, for the badge. And what I would say about having the second leg at home is that when Spurs fans need to come together and try and galvanise, they will do it.
Yes.
So the atmosphere should be great. I mean, I don't know if the budget will stretch to flags on Thursday night. Sometimes we've had a TIFO or a budget, or I don't know. Let's see what the budget can do, if they can spare some money, Tottenham. If you're listening to this, but we should see probably Gray and Bergvall in that midfield. They were. I know Bergvall came on second half yesterday, but he was rested. Archie Gray had a good long rest. Maddison again came on but didn't start. So was that kind of an indictment that those are the players that were on the bench yesterday are going to be the ones that start the game on Thursday?
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, we're saying about passion there. Bergvall scored an own goal and he was still the best player on the pitch in the reverse fixture. I think that midfield is more like there's more attack, more defence. It's a better balance. It's a better blend of players. Even if Maddison hasn't been our best player, we haven't got Kulusevski at the moment, so he is our one creator. And I think, it's a shame. I don't know what's happened with Mikey Moore. I mean, Mikey Moore in the first game against Alkmaar in the league stages was fantastic against them, but we haven't seen him for a while, so I don't know what's happened there. But I think, those bench players, Solanke got some minutes in the leg, so that was good. I think the right wing's going to be interesting. I'm not sure if he'll go for Johnson or maybe another option. Does he bring Tell back into the fold and play him off the wing, Son on the other side? But I think the rest of the team sort of picks itself. You mentioned the defence there. I think Udogie and Spence, and then probably Mickey and Christian Romero at the back.
You'd think they would start.
I'd love him to go really strong, because I know he did against Chelsea, didn't he? Threw the centre-backs back in, but I'm like, I'll take that if it just gets us through to another stage to try and put it all out there. Because we're saying about how Rusty Romero is as well. You can change the opinions on you by just going out there, putting in a shift, and if we spank them 4-0, then it gets forgotten, that first leg and all that, and it's just it's what the club needs, and that's why I'm hoping the Bournemouth result, pardon the pun, spurs them on, because it never usually seems to, but I'm still hopeful that it can for one time only.
I mean, let's be honest, it's not the first time we've seen us have an absolutely dreadful performance in Europe, is it? I mean, it's not the first time we've seen, maybe better Spurs teams than what we've got have terrible performances. Jed Spence nominated for Premier League Player of the Month for Feb. I mean, very well deserved. I mean, hopefully we'll see him also get an England call up. Although I will say he was a little bit at fault for that goal. Yesterday, even though I think a lot of us blamed fully.
He's human.
He's human, and it's okay. Like he's pretty flawless. Other than that, what do we do with Jed then? He stays in.
He has to play. We've spoken about this many times. He's undroppable for me. Yes, he was caught out of position a little bit. I don't even think he was caught out of position. I just don't think he was aware of Tavernier coming in behind him. And the Kirkhead's cross was fantastic. Could he have got there? Who knows? If he knew he was there, could he have made it? Who knows? It looked inch perfect to me, but he's undroppable. Either Udogie or Porro has to miss out.
There is a part of me that has this feeling that he will revert back to that type back four. I just have a feeling on it.
The problem is, and we all know this, if he does that and we do go out, that one decision there is going to come back to haunt him for sure, because we've spoken about it. I know many Spurs fans feel the same. Jed could play anywhere for me. He could play anywhere. He never loses the ball. He's got such good control, such good touch. He's fast, he's strong, he's powerful. Udogie maybe, and Spence back onto his favourite right. I see a little bit of that at Portman Road, and I thought he was magnificent, to be honest, out there. So he can play anywhere. He just has to play, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know why. I just have this feeling that just the comments that he's made, like, when everyone's back, he's been good at filling in. But I think that, I've said it before, I'll say it again, it will be unforgivable to get rid of Jed.